Good morning, Soil family. If you don't know me now, you know. I am up, struggle streaming. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Seems like it keep pausing or something. Or maybe it's just me. Good morning, Soil family. It is marvelous Monday morning. The sun is shining. It's warm. It's not raining. Lord, y'all see this smile on my face? Good morning, Uncle Stu. You made it first. Good morning, Lion Crest. Congratulations. Like I can't say it enough. 1,000 subscribers. Kingsway Gardening. Good morning, Tasha Oshie Groves. Nunya, Texas. Red Road Homestead. Good morning, Soil brothers and Soil sisters. So, what's y'all weather like? Is it better? I think everybody had a pretty rough weekend, whether it was cold. Well, I'm not going to say everybody because some people had a very good weekend weather wise. We had a great weekend, but weather wise, Saturday, whoo, man, I could have went to Virginia and got me a snowsuit. It was cold, 55 and sunny. Yeah, I'm not sure what our temperature is, but it's warm. It's going to be 70 degrees today, so good for me. Betty Boo, please. Betty Boo, we praying for y'all. I hope you feel better soon. Take your time, you know, take care of yourself. We're going to be here when you feel better, so don't push yourself to do anything other than get well. You got this. Just relax, pray, and listen to us. You got tons and tons of homestead and gardening community that we putting out videos, we doing lives. Just sit back and listen, laugh at us and laugh with us. Just take your time and rest and it'll all work out. So no worries. Patrice, good morning, Soil sister. So, what's cooking? Weather? Y'all do anything exciting over the weekend? Anything boring? Did you plan anything? Most of us didn't because it was raining and freezing. I don't think I stepped out the house. Did I go out the house any Saturday? Um, I think I did. Just went to go pick up some food because I wasn't cooking. When I say I did absolutely nothing, I think I can write Saturday down in the books. I did absolutely nothing. I just sat around the house. I watched a little TV. I watched a whole lot of YouTube, but I did nothing. I might have swept the floor. You plant what kind of red roll? What kind of trees did you plant? You tried to clean the house, Betty Boo. Don't worry about it. Sometimes you just gotta say, forget it. It'll be all right. Don't worry about cleaning right now, Soil sister. Just you need to relax so you can get well. Don't overexert yourself because it only take a little bit to push yourself over the edge. So, that house cleaning will be there for you when you feel better. Yeah. It's a good thing to do absolutely nothing sometimes. It is, Patrice. It is. I did absolutely nothing. And then it was like, I think we had a 7 o'clock interview at Sweeney's Creek, which was great out in Australia. And then we did a pop-up um, trivia, just sitting around and talking to a blind guy, his wife, their life, and real talk with Melissa Berry. And so we just spent like 2 hours shooting the breeze. So that was pretty good. But I was like, we're gonna have to eat something in between and all around. So I just went and picked up pizza and called it supper, snack, breakfast, whatever. But yeah, I did absolutely none. Good morning, Melissa Jameson, my beautiful sister. I'm so glad you got a picture. I was I was telling Of course, I call my husband Black. I was telling Bobby earlier that I said Melissa got a picture now on YouTube. So funny. Pear, papaya, myrtle, cherry, peach, and lemon seeds planted. Oh, okay. That papaya, our papaya tree has tons of papaya on it. So your papaya should do great. Like you may get that thing the fruit. I'm gonna do a video on how I get mine the fruit so quick. So it's a little technique that can sometimes push all the energy to fruiting and growing. So your papaya, you may be able to get some fruit off that thing like next summer. So good morning, Community Solutions. Yeah, finally, right, Melissa? Join the crew. So most people, have channels that are around, but some people don't have a channel. Like my sister-in-law, she doesn't have a channel. But it's good to see a face sometime with people. So I'm glad you finally got. I know you wasn't really into YouTube, but now that you've fallen in love with Black's Tropical Homestead, yeah, none of your Texas, you should grow a papaya. They're pretty easy to grow, and you can grow it in a pot. So yeah, I share my fruit techniques. I learned a little bit. So I was about to say, is that an elephant ear? Yes, that is an elephant ear. It's it's called the Good Morning AZ. It's called Mickey Mouse. So, hey, Auntie Ellen, glad you popped in. They call it a Mickey Mouse alocasia. So it looked just like a Mickey Mouse head with his ears. These two are the ears, and then at the bottom is round, just like Mickey Mouse face. So they call it a variegated Mickey Mouse. So pretty cool. Let me see. I don't want to miss. Good morning. This is my first live with Black's Tropical. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Glad to have you here. I don't know if I ever heard of papaya. Yeah, papaya. You might have heard of it, but it's a pretty good fruit. Some people eat it green. Some people eat it when it's yellow. When it's yellow, it's at its ripest. So it's different stages people prefer it in. Some people cook it. My friend from the Philippines, she usually cook hers, but some people shred it up and eat it raw, and it's kind of sweet. It's a good fruit, so that's a good one to grow. But I'll make sure I update a video because we only did a short video on it, but we got a lot of fruit on ours. Um, Good morning, so good. Let's see. Yes, because I love. That's right, Melissa. Put that picture up. I love to see y'all. Pictures or not, I love to see y'all. Um, Plum orange. You talking about Auntie Ellen? Auntie Ellen is the best. She be in these YouTube streets. She support all her kids, all her nieces and nephews. Like y'all are so supportive. It's amazing. But what else y'all planning? What y'all cooking this week? Anything exciting? Would it grow here? And I think it would, Betty Boo. I think you would be able to grow it, being that you can keep it in a pot and it's different ways you can protect it. I don't tell people you can't grow something somewhere. It's just if you get a lot of snow or a lot of cold, you have to do what you have to do to protect it, whether you bring it in the house, um put it in a greenhouse, or we do little pop-up greenhouses around certain plants to protect them. But here we don't have to protect papaya so far. I'm not gonna say never, because a couple years ago it snowed here, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I have a couple papaya trees in Zone 8A. Let's see, 9-year-old. I gave each So, Cassandra, do you get fruit off your papaya? Good morning, best yet. Lion Crest, Laura, just found your channel. Good morning, Gail. I can't keep up. That's okay. Look, I have not been gardening too long, so when you say that you're not good at gardening, join the family. My husband is good at gardening. He pretty good at gardening, but we are learning from each other. So that's the good part about it. We learn and we grow somehow. You don't have to come here just to grow in the yard. You can grow your your family. We are all family, so it's okay. Less than a year. So we got fruit on our papaya in less than a year. So I need to do an up-to-date video to show what I've learned to try to encourage it to flower and fruit early. But we got we got fruit on both ours right now. So I don't know how long they'll be able to stay on there to ripen, but the more it grows, the more flowers it put out. So never underestimate that papaya. You be surprised. Ours is loaded, and the tree is maybe about 5.5, 6 feet tall, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't really paid it too much attention, but it was getting to be right my height. So, and it's loaded with fruit. Like it's amazing, and it's still flowering. The fruit it set itself, so we don't have to do anything to it. We bought another one. We bought another papaya tree maybe in August or September, and now we got fruit on that one. So you could get fruit like real quick. And I'm sure with seed, if it grow the way ours is growing, you will be able to. You started them from seed in May. Yeah. So how big is your tree now, Cassandra? If you started it in May, you probably got a nice sized tree. Especially if you're taking care of it good, you'll get you some fruit. Hopefully in a year, next year, when it warm up, you'll be able to get some fruit. Good morning, my vivid life. How you doing, Soil Sister? So, what y'all cooking this week? I'm trying to figure out what I want to cook. Like I got so much stuff in my mind. I don't know what to eat, what to cook. I cook chicken. I cook rice. My husband probably sick of it, but he eat it. He don't complain. But I'm sure he could use something different. Like what's on y'all taste buds, should I say? What's on y'all mind? Because papaya don't agree with you anymore when G Mama grows. Chicken and dumplings coming right up. Yeah, that's what you want when it's cold. Lentil curry. You put your banana tree. We don't do anything to bananas. Oh, chicken and waffles. your, your taste buds saying chicken and waffles. That sounds great. Yeah, we don't we don't do anything to our banana trees. He gonna make a video because we're gonna harvest some bananas this week because I need them. So we may be eating sandwiches if the dishes don't get done. That's okay, Betty. You eat those sandwiches. You deserve to eat sandwiches until you get well. So don't push yourself to be cleaning and cooking and do what you got to do to so that you can rest. Let's see. Carry goat sounds great. Best yet. The only trees I have are apple, pear, peach, and plum. Haven't gotten an apple since I planted a couple years ago. You in Kentucky? Whew. We just got apple trees. We just got apple trees maybe a month or so ago, but we have we lean more towards the tropical fruit more so than normal fruit, which is like a banana or something. So You gonna fix your broccoli casserole. Good. All right, Red. Thanks for stopping by. But who said they wanted to grow? Oh, I would love to be able to grow bananas, Laura. You can grow bananas anywhere. I say, if you get a dwarf, we have a dwarf Cavendish banana plant, and it doesn't get much taller than five-ish feet or so. You can grow those in a pot. So you can actually get bananas. My sister-in-law is in Virginia. She gonna grow bananas next year because we gonna help her. But we gonna do what it take to help them get bananas next year. So don't underestimate bananas. Yeah, they growing them in Virginia. So y'all will grow. Y'all have your own bananas, Melissa. Don't worry. Good morning, Miss B. Cherimonia. So let me tell you about cherimonia. That is the hardest tree to find. When you go to Florida to find a cherimonia, they say, "Oh, you can't grow that because um the climate or something." You can grow a cherimonia anywhere. Florida have issues growing them out here, but we growing we grow all of the tropicals in our yard. So it's a challenge. You got to do the work for it, but to me, it's worth it. Old school tomato soup and grilled cheese. Let's see. Good morning, Lisa. How you doing, Soil Sister? Food by Faith. Um, thought you were trying to make sure I ain't missed nothing. You've never seen a banana plant around here? Yeah. So bananas come in so many different varieties, but then they have a ornamental banana plant that doesn't. It will fruit, but it put off a banana that either got a lot of seeds in it or it doesn't taste like it's not good at all. So we only grow bananas that are edible. We have 6 varieties of banana and 1 plantain, and we have 7 or 8 racks of bananas outside on the tree right now. So I think this is the perfect week to harvest 1 rack of bananas because I need bananas. Oh, Lisa, I know. But it get cold here. We got to do a lot of work to keep our good morning love notes. We do a lot of work to keep our tropicals healthy because it's snowing now. Oh my goodness. That would hurt my feelings. I remember when it snowed when I first moved here and it snowed. Well, that might have been about 5 years ago or so. It snowed here and my friend, she was maybe 103 then, I think it was. But I opened the window and I said, "Look, it's snowing." And I said, "It's snowing." And she said, "Snowing?" I said, "Yeah, look outside." And she saw the snow and she said, "Well, where are we?" I was like, "Yeah, it's snowing in Savannah." Like I packed the bag to stay with her for a couple days. That way I didn't have to commute from home to where she was living at the time. But man, I was like, I love the view. And no, it was no cars on the street. It, it was weird, but it snowed in Savannah. So that's why I say you never know what the weather may give you. And you just got to be prepared. So we are preparing. We pretty much there, but we getting there. But yeah, Savannah is a gorgeous city. It's close to the beach. That's what I love the most. That I can just jump in the car and ride 15 minutes and I'm at the beach and relax, just to hear that the waves crashing and it's awesome. Or I can go to the river and watch the big ships come in with some of our much needed supplies. So all right, Nick, have a good day. But yeah, Savannah is beautiful. I love it here. I don't think I want to move anywhere else. I don't want to move to Florida. Like the weather here is perfect. It's in between So you get some of everything, and you don't get much of the bad weather, the snow. Do you see all the shipping containers piled up? We don't see them, but we know they out there. I heard maybe a week and a half ago or so, it was about 30 ships hovering around out at sea trying to get in. So, we live pretty close to the ports here. So we hear the cranes, we hear the ships coming in. The train is constantly back and forth, which is right beside our house. A train track is right beside our house, but we can hear the trains. And, you know, as a matter of fact, here come one. So here come, I can say here come the train, but you constantly hear the trains and the cranes down at the ports. So they work, and it's just, whew. Yeah, so hopefully they'll bring some of those goods. Hopefully he bring in some of the goods that people are lacking in some of these stores. But our trucks are running like crazy. So it's not, I can't say that it's that they don't have the supplies. It's just getting the ships in, getting it off the ships, getting it on the trucks, getting it to the warehouse, and then the warehouse getting it to the stores. So then you get it to the stores. Hey, Craig, um, once you get it to the store, they have to unpack it and get it on the shelves. So I find when I go to the stores that I have to unpack the whatever they got shipped. If I need something and it's not on the shelf, 9 times out of 10, it's in the middle of the aisle. So everybody is short. The port workers short, so they can't get the ships unloaded to be able to bring more ships in. Then it's like, where are we gonna put all these containers? No truck drivers to get the stuff moved around, and then nobody want to work. So the stores are short with employees. So who gonna stock the shelves? So yeah, short truck drivers everywhere. So that's the name of the game right now. I don't know. Drive trucks and said backups are at the ports. Yes. So when we leave home and go somewhere, the you see the containers are piled up on both sides of the road. We probably should make a video for y'all so y'all can see. Like, it's amazing. The port in Georgia is a whole world of its own back there. Like, that you almost need a map to get around in the port. So the good thing is my husband has learned the port, so when he go back there, it's just like, going to Atlanta somewhere. He know where to go now, and he know how to get around. But you had to learn how to get around the ports. The place is huge, but then you got all these shipping, all these container companies sitting around, and it's containers piled up so high. It's crazy. But when the train come through here, sometimes it's hours, 2, 3 hours that the train is backing up, pulling forward, backing up. So you think it will go viral? A video for it's amazing. But yeah, maybe we'll make a short video so y'all can see that it's not that the supplies is not there. It's just not getting where it need to be in a timely fashion. So, and I don't really pay too much of the store attention because I have learned a lot over the last 2 or 3 years with being home and learning to be more self-sufficient. I have learned how to, hey, Bountiful, she stole my thunder. Good morning, Soil Sisters. I have learned to make my own. I'm gonna do a video on making all-purpose cleaner. Like, you can make anything if you want to. So it take a little time, but it take time to go to the store too and buy it or look for it because it might not be on the shelf. So that's why I have learned to make a lot of the things that we use. My husband is spoiled. He love his sugar scrubs and my husband think he at the spa sometime when it's time for spa day. So I have learned to make all of our products so we don't have to worry about going to buy them all the time and I just add essential oil or I add essential oil to it and make it what we want to make it. 9 times out of 10, I couldn't go to the store and buy this scent that I wanted. So I make it. It turned out better. We enjoy our spa days and we don't have to worry about it being stuck out here on the train or on the ship. So it's good. Self-sufficient too, almost old enough to move out, have my own farm. Yeah, bountiful harvest that work at it. That's all I can say. Don't rush, just work at it. It take time to get there, but you'll get there. Um, I get my oils from, is it called exotic oil? I think it is. I think it's called exotic oils. I make sure I get the link and put it in the description of this video. But yeah, homemade is the best. I think that's the name of the company, Exotic Oils. And you can get every kind of oil you can think of. They got them separated for man and male and female. They have them for everything. Unisex. They have fruity smell, sweet, whatever you want. Soap making videos. I don't have soap making videos, but this week I'm putting out a couple. I have a couple videos for cleaning supplies that I'll put out, like all-purpose cleaner, soap scum. But I haven't done a soap video yet, so I'll work on it though, because I like making stuff like that. Candles. I don't eat eggs. Best yet. No, ma'am, I don't eat eggs. My husband eat enough eggs for all of us put together, but you saw how many eggs we had? That was only some of our eggs. And I cracked all those eggs and put them in the freezer. Trust me, he will be out of eggs like soon because he eat a lot of eggs, but he need his protein. Whew, I just can't stomach eggs. um, Working on in the pig area. Yeah, yeah. Yogi Hollow. She did a good review on uh um candle maker, but I think it's just a little too slow for me. So I'm just gonna keep boiling my wax and making my candles the way I've been making them. So yeah, she stole my thunder. Chicken butt nuggets are delicious. My husband loved them. Sound like a lot of eggs. Oh my God, we had like 13, 14 dozen. I gave my neighbor a dozen and a half. And yeah, I think it was like 13 or 14 dozens. Have you did? I have done a couple videos about my chickens when we first started because we've only been on YouTube for 6 weeks. So well 7 weeks. This week makes 7 weeks. But in the beginning, maybe week 2 or so, we did a video about our chickens, and I talked about the different breeds we had and if they were laying, how we can tell when they get ready to lay. But all of our girls are laying now, and they just take care of themselves. So very easy animals to have. We have 17 chickens. We had 20. We lost 3. So I don't know what was going on with them. But I did see one of the chickens fighting a lot of them one day, and then so I don't know. I just know that I hear a lot of things about chickens that they can they can have heart attacks, so they'll just die one day. And so I don't freak out. I just check them out and see if it's something that they may have gotten into or something that can be prevented. So I don't let it get me down because I know things happen. What we do is we protect them as much as we can so nothing can get to them. So nothing can get inside the coop. That place is like Fort Knox, but things happen. So yeah, this is our first flock. Our first flock is 20 layers and 20 was 20 meat birds. So the meat birds are all in the freezer. I think we have 6 of those left because we eat them a lot. And 20 layers. So we have a lot of chickens. We get a lot of eggs, but now we love them all. So it's like, oh no. Yeah, Love Notes got chickens. So Laura, you have chickens, the easiest animal to care for. And now we get ready to get rabbits, which I'm looking forward to. So y'all ready for some food talk? I am ready to talk about food because I'm hungry. Is it because I'm hungry? Maybe. But let's get cooking. Good morning, Soil Sister.
Hey, good morning, Soil Family. How y'all doing?
Fine, how you doing?
I don't know.
You say you don't know?
I don't know. Yeah, my apologies. I was missing. I was trying to catch up to everything this morning,
Mm,
because I was on the phone with my mom. So I was like, you can't talk to your mom and listen to somebody else, right? Because your mom is going to know. So
mm-hmm.
So yeah, good morning to you. I was checking out the chat though. So I saw like y'all were talking about some good things, essential oils, your cleaning supplies. Oh my goodness, so many good things.
Yeah, yeah. I what happened was we had a cleaning business before, the big thing came. So one of my clients, she said, "Oh, do you have natural cleaning supplies?" Yeah. I love to bake homemade and I
Mm-hmm.
love experimenting with food, especially now, but I love experimenting with essential oils and natural products. So I learned how to make all of cleaning supplies.
Mm, right.
So
And I know that you said you're gonna get more coming on the channel about that as well, right?
yep, I got a couple videos to release this week, so
Yeah, you're on it. This is good.
that'll be fun.
I think so because I mean I like recipes, any recipe. So if it's a food recipe, if it's a cleaning recipe, yeah, let's do it, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it help you. What if you go to the store and they don't have it? Nine
True.
times out of ten, you have vinegar at home, so
Yes.
just use it. Use it to your advantage.
Yeah. So, speaking of vinegar, I know that for today's tasty topics, we're going to kind of recap what we discussed last week, see how that dish turned out, and see what we'll talk about this week based on what folks were asking about last week too. But speaking of vinegar, I remember last week you said that you don't care for the vinegary foods, right?
Well, my husband Bobby doesn't care for the vinegary foods,
Okay,
but
because
my sister-in-law was saying she
Melissa loves
loved
them.
vinegar. Yeah. Good morning, Ernie, and over the top. But yeah, he doesn't care for vinegary foods.
Right. I remember Melissa Jameson was like the one that, yes, definitely love them. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Good morning to everybody. I see everybody's here. Love notes over the top. My Vivid Life. Gail Lockett is in there holding it down. I saw.
Yep. Throwing that wrench around. She is the pro
Yes.
at
Doing
it.
it. Yeah. Craig's Cabin, Biddy Boo's Homestead, Miss B Finesse, Beautiful Harvest Abbey. Everybody's here. Best Yet Journey. I heard her talking about the 757 and I got excited. She was talking about yacht the other day. So
Yeah, see, Melissa said yes, and I can clean my hardwood floors with vinegar. You can do a lot with vinegar, Soil Sister.
yeah. So, and that's where I was like, oh, let's get started with the vinegar because, you know, I I know that you were just mentioning it for cleaning, and you said that a
Mhm.
lot of people will just have some in the house. So, now that they came out with Oh, we got the fancy vinegar now with the mother. Get the vinegar with the mother. Do you believe there's a big difference, or especially for cleaning or for eating, or any old vinegar for you will do for cleaning and whatnot?
Um, Pretty much any vinegar, but I usually get the white vinegar when I'm making my products because I try to find a way to dull down the scent some. So I use the essential oil to try to balance it out some. Because most
Mm,
people they say, "Oh, I don't like how it smells," even though it dissipates pretty fast.
it
But
does.
I try to add a little something to it to make them happy
So you're
because it only take a
saying
little bit.
Melissa said the same thing, white vinegar for cleaning, Melissa Jameson. So you're
Mm.
saying don't use the apple cider vinegar for cleaning. It's more pungent, the smell, or is the cleaning different?
I think the cleaning is different. I think the white I mean, the apple cider may be too harsh for cleaning.
Mm.
It's a little milder, the white is. So I always use white to mix my product. And I mix it like in a gallon container at a time. So I make enough
Right.
to where all I need to do is um, pour some in a spray bottle and I'm good for a while.
Yeah. Well, I see everybody's agreeing with you. They're saying, nope. Melissa Jameson said
Mm,
apple cider when I cook. Yogi Hollow Farm says no apple cider, the vinegar because the cleaning is different. So
yeah,
like you're saying, and
me
Ernie
too.
Hatmaker said the same thing. They use it in their dog water to keep fungus out of their wrinkles. Hmm.
Yeah, and in the chicken coop, you can put a cap full in their bucket. Yep.
That's what
So,
some that's what somebody said too about the chickens. Ernie Hatmaker, I clean our bird cages with white vinegar and lavender essential oil. They use vinegar
mhm,
for their ricotta cheese, the ricotta cheese acid. So they use the white vinegar to clean their bird cages.
mhm.
Hmm.
So you can vinegar do a whole lot.
I
So
see.
Ernie, let me explain who I see best yet saying nice to be in the chat with you, Ernie. Ernie Hatmaker is the queen of shout outs. I look forward to I probably would wake up at 5:30 in the morning just to watch her shout out videos. She shout us
Ah,
out and it was one of the most amazing shout outs
nice.
ever. But that is who you go to when you want to see when you want to learn new channels. Shout outs, Ernie Hatmaker.
Ernie Hatmaker. Got it. Okay, I'll have to check out Ernie Hatmaker. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah,
Tashi
on
Oshi
Sunday.
Grows says I use distilled white vinegar to clean my bunny's cages. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And Love Notes always comes with all the details saying the apple cider vinegar with the mother to put in water for my chickens. Apple cider will turn into alcohol, so it sours.
Sour. Mm,
Because, when I cook, I definitely cook with whatever I have, whether it's Bragg's vinegar with the mother, whether
mm,
it's apple cider vinegar. I usually don't buy white vinegar so often, but I've also eaten it, especially like with chitlins. They usually would just have whatever whatever vinegar they had, I was eating it with the chitlins.
yeah, we were talking about them shitlins Saturday, wasn't we?
Yes. Yes, right? So, of
But
course, I don't eat them anymore. I'm plant-based at this time, so I don't eat I do eat ricotta, but it's plant-based ricotta, so, like, made from either, soy or coconut milk and whatever the store is making it from, because I don't make it myself. I wanna
mm,
hear about last week, what you tried, because we gave you some ideas for a dish.
yes, we tried rutabaga with potatoes. So I boiled my rutabaga with garlic. What did I use? I used garlic, um, salt, and pepper. I think that was all I used. I used half the rutabaga, which was a nice size, and I was kind of afraid of it because I wasn't sure, and I kept saying, "Taste it before you cook it. Taste it that way you know what it tastes like before you cook it." But I could
Mhm.
not, so I just boiled it until I couldn't boil it no more. I added my potatoes in, I mashed it up, and I put butter and milk and made my mashed potatoes, which my husband approved of. So,
So wait, I thought you usually add other things because remember I was saying, look, it's okay if you're already eating your food loaded, where for some people loaded means bacon, cheese, chives. What else? Sour cream, butter. I think
I
that's
added
about it.
nothing. It
But
was good with just the rutabaga and the potato.
so did you notice a flavor? Because last week we were trying to figure out in the chat, everyone was saying, okay, what does rutabaga taste like? Because I was saying to me it complements the flavor of potatoes, which is why I eat it with potatoes a lot.
Mm,
But I couldn't really find something specific to tell you that it tastes
okay.
like.
Yeah, I don't have anything to compare it with. The potatoes taste delicious, and I'm a big potato eater, so it's just what can I compare it with? I can't think of anything.
Ah, got it.
So
So we still can't say then, huh? But you will, like, we still can't pinpoint a flavor, but you do agree that it complemented the potatoes.
yes,
It
it
worked
did
well.
complement the potatoes.
Nice.
Cabbage. Best yet, are you saying rutabagas with cabbage, or because it didn't taste anything like cabbage, so maybe that's something good to cook rutabagas with. But it tastes great with the potatoes.
You know what? Rutabagas and cabbage is probably what she's saying. Maybe cook those together. I've done that, because how some
Mm,
people will add potatoes to
the
cabbage.
cabbage. Hmm.
So maybe she's saying you can add rutabagas to cabbage as well. And did you see where Melissa Jameson says she did try the So Delicious ice cream? She says it wasn't bad, but she could really taste the coconut milk.
Yeah, she sent me a picture yesterday of her
Oh,
So
really?
Delicious ice cream. And I got silk yogurt, which I haven't eaten yet, but
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get around to it. It's just I don't snack or eat a lot. I just try to
Mhm.
eat my meals and then that's it. And then I keep looking and
Right.
I say, oh, okay. I wanted to give it to Bobby last night to eat with his passion fruit. He was talking to your
Mhm.
husband and eating passion fruit. I'm like, will you get out my kitchen?
Right, right. Yeah, Corey was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so you see where Ernie Hatmaker says, I think rutabagas taste more like turnips, but I like to make fries out of them. And you know what? That is another way to try rutabagas too. Make oven fries out of them.
Oh, okay.
So next time, I know you love potatoes, and the idea was to
Mm-hmm.
give you some things that you could do with potatoes so that you don't feel like I'm just eating potatoes. And the popular commentary is that, oh, potatoes are just carbs. And it's like, well, potatoes have a lot of nutrition. So, I do have two trivia questions for the chat. But this, oh my goodness, these guys, they're farmers, they're growers, they know everything. And we got love notes in here. um, she always knows something. Oh, and you know what? Okay, so Melissa Jameson bought the So Delicious yogurt too. The cashier somehow didn't put it in her bag. Oh my goodness, that's not
Oh, gotta
good.
go back and get that.
I know.
I hope you call the store. Good morning, Brampton Gardner.
Hey, Brampton Garden, how you doing? Mm, okay, so getting back to food. Was there any particular thing, any particular dish that you wanted to talk about for this week? Because I know we talked a lot about mushrooms last week,
Hmm.
but I didn't know if there was a particular food that you wanted to talk about this week.
Um,
Because the
I
whole
can't
idea of this segment is to talk about how we can add more vegetables to
to.
the food, or whole
Mhm.
grains, or just whole foods, just adding more food to what we're already eating. It's not to take anything away. So that way for everybody listening, they can know where we're coming from with these tasty topics.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Um,
you see what Best Yet Journey said? I think rutabaga tastes more like cabbage. I've never mixed it with anything, just salt and pepper and a bit of sugar.
Sugar.
I know.
Sugar go with rutabaga.
I have been known to add sugar to cabbage, so I'm with her. I understand that one too.
What? Sugar to cabbage. Good morning, micro farmer, Mama J, itty bitty, radish and turnips, please. I don't
Mm.
know. So now that she's saying cabbage, we love cabbage. So maybe
Ah,
we'll cook cabbage this week. Well, I will cook cabbage this week.
okay.
Add avocado to eggs this morning.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had that. So
Oh.
one question I have for the chat. and I don't know if this is so much a trivia question or just a question, but
Mhm.
can anybody in the chat say what potatoes are good for other than carbs? Can anybody in the chat? That's your trivia question for today, because y'all know Sherry loves potatoes, and we're trying to
Yeah.
keep her happy here in the garden. And so on the homestead, she wants to eat and be happy about it. Anybody know what potatoes are good for other than carbs? Because they are carbs, but rice are carbs and they grow out of the ground. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Oh, you see,
Fiber,
I like that, Tasha
calcium.
Oshie grows. That's the main one I always think about when I think about vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, seeds,
Hmm.
all of those things. First and foremost, they do have fiber. So Tasha Oshie grows is there. Potassium. You know what? Lioncrest Outdoors and Brampton Gardener are saying potassium, and they actually have more potassium than bananas. Potatoes
Mm,
do.
wow. Ernie
Yeah.
Hatmaker said, I love potatoes when I over salt a dish. Exactly.
Oh, yes. Because potatoes require so much salt, it'll balance that right on out. So true.
Hmm. Yep. Eat the skin, vitamins and filling full, definitely itty bitty.
And I cooked potatoes this morning, just, cut them up, threw them in the pan with some onions. And I always leave the skin on. So, yes.
Yeah, I cut some of the skin off, but I leave. I think I was telling my sister-in-law that I cut some of the skin off, but I left most of it. Hey, GT Junior,
Hey
I
there.
love
Good
my
morning.
protein. 12-pound cabbage head. What? 12 pound?
They grew it. Laura grew that.
Yeah. I
Ah,
think, did you grow that, Laura? 12 pounds. Goodness, that's massive. Yeah, my
wow.
sister-in-law, I know she loved the skin on a potato, and she say, because she always tell me, she another one that tell me I cook something to death. My husband say I cook the chicken to death because I cook it. I like my chicken done,
Mm-hmm.
which he say
Yep.
I overcook, and she say I cook my broccoli to death because I overcook it. So we still stuck on rice. So I think I need to try cabbage this week to get us away from the rice because we are stuck on
Well,
rice.
the good thing about the cabbage is you can add potatoes if you like, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So that's a good thing. And some of the main things that I add, and you'll notice I just add some of the same stuff over and over, but definitely onions, garlic, and then I also put in the carrots. Some people put in peppers. I know you have peppers there, and
Mm-hmm.
green peppers is what I would see a lot of times. So at church, it seems like if somebody brought a dish for the dinner afterwards, they would make it with the green peppers. Sometimes red peppers too, but green peppers, red peppers, yes.
She's saying, "Yeah, your brother cooked the collards to death last night too." So I think it's a family thing. We got to think about making sure it's done.
Hmm.
Oh, she
That's
said
it.
she didn't grow that cabbage. That's amazing though. 12 pounds.
Wow, the
That's
Amish store. Okay, they had it. Is what Laura is saying. I see. So, okay, and you see Love Notes is saying she likes the skin on her fried potatoes. I
mm-hmm,
love the skin. I don't taste it. So to me, it's all the same. Like I know Melissa said that she always leaves the skin on. And that
mm-hmm.
is where a lot of the nutrients are for potatoes. So, you definitely can do that. Like G Mama Grove says, her mom had her eating potato skin, the skin on the potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So far though, people said fiber.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to Mama J. She said potatoes are not friendly to kidneys. For medical reasons, we can only have one serving a week, and they soak them for at least a few hours. Mama J, my husband's father had potatoes were fine for him until he developed like different vascular diseases and situations as part of complications of diabetes. So what happens a lot of times is the food is fine, but if you have an illness, then it's not fine for that particular illness. But for most people, the potatoes aren't seen as an issue for your kidneys. But I remember for him, potatoes were a food when he was on dialysis. He couldn't have
Mm-hmm.
kale. He couldn't have, was it tomatoes too? But I know potatoes was another one that he had to limit. And part of it was because of the things they were cleaning from his system, And say, for example, potatoes, they're high in potassium and a lot of other minerals and vitamins, then they would build up in his system. He couldn't excrete them enough. The vitamin C, potatoes are really high in vitamin C, vitamin B6. So, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's a part of it for Mama J, saying that they're not good for her. She says for medical reasons, they can only have one serving a week. So, you
Hmm.
know,
What did I
so
say?
definitely, look at Love Knows made some great northern beans in the crock pot with carrots, like the Shabazz bean soup.
Love knows out there cooking it up. Melissa said good source of antioxidants.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Yankee sister. I appreciate that. I'll check you out as well. You know what? Antioxidants. Absolutely every fruit, vegetable, whole grain. When you look it up, if you looked up oats, it would say antioxidants. If you looked up
Mm,
sunflower seeds, if you look up pumpkin seeds, if you look up walnuts, pecans, they will all say antioxidants. So antioxidants are naturally in these whole foods. So that's another reason why we went plant-based, for health reasons. So say for example, when you're eating your cabbage and you say, do I just want to cut up the cabbage and throw some fat meat in it, or do I want to cut up the cabbage, throw some fat meat plus a couple of other things that have antioxidants? Yeah, sure, why not? They all have antioxidants. The onions, the carrots, the peppers,
mm,
all of them. And then of course they all have their own nutrient makeup of different vitamins and minerals. And I do apologize last week, guys. GMOs. I was trying to say growth modification organisms, genetically modified as GMO, where they genetically modify the food, and we get messed up that way. But yeah. Oh, Mama J, you see what she said? Acidic with tomatoes. And Laura said heart patients can't have a lot of potatoes either. My
yeah.
sister's diabetic and she can't have them. So that's another thing. That's another reason we said, okay, let's try to get started with eating the best foods first,
Hmm.
instead of eating all of the things that'll break our system down, and then we're not even allowed to have the things that will heal us or
Yeah,
help
it's
us.
funny. It's funny you mentioned that because my friend, she ate the best foods,
Hmm.
growing up. She ate the best foods. And not until she was maybe 105, maybe I want to
Hmm.
say 104, when that's when she would start eating what she wanted, which would
Mm.
be ice cream, a lot of ice cream, hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries. Well, we didn't give her hot dogs, but French fries, all the unhealthy foods. We got to the point where it was, well, let her eat what she want, but she
Mhm.
was so healthy, you know,
Right.
and she didn't understand what was going on because of her dementia, but you know, it meant that she took excellent care of herself years
Yeah.
prior to getting to that age.
It does make a difference. I will say that, like, a lot of people, they complain about their back or their neck or their whatever, you know what I mean? Their knees. And I didn't realize, I thought my knees were okay. I didn't realize until I started taking a couple of different things. Like I started eating more turmeric, more cayenne, and my knees got better. So
Hmm.
that, because I always run up the stairs, I never walk up the
Walk,
stairs,
yeah.
right? I just run up two at a time so I can just get to the top. It's easier that way. Boom, I'm done. And I never, like, I'm not really out of breath or anything, right? But I noticed that my knees felt better when I started eating better food. So I was
Hmm.
like, oh, wow. So you really, I know Love Note says she doesn't take any medications. She had read that a lot of Americans take medications between the ages of 41 to 70. And
Yeah.
I'm like her, I do take medicines. I don't take any regular medicines. Like when I get sick, I'll take something. I do
Hmm.
believe in medicines for that. I mean, I've been a nurse for a long time, so I've given a lot of medicine. But yeah, I don't I definitely think eating the best things helps your health to the
Yeah.
point where then you can continue to eat everything and you have a much wider variety, of what
Yeah.
you can eat.
Yeah, that's what made me want to balance us out because, you know, I say all the time she taught us so many things without saying anything,
Mm,
just from
yeah,
living to live to 108 and be as healthy as she was. You
true.
know, what did she do to help herself get there and be so healthy at 108? So it means, okay, let's sit back and look at what her life was like. And her life was pretty healthy, eating, pretty healthy lifestyle. She lived life, but she was a healthy eater. So
Mm,
to be able to take, something for arthritis at 107, and that's about it. In the nursing home, they gave her something to try to help her sleep, but that was just her being um, uncomfortable with her living arrangements. Because when
right.
she moved in with us, I stopped the
You
medicine
And she could
because
sleep just fine.
all day, and the first week here, I was so worried that something was wrong because she wanted to just sleep. And I would say, well, come on, let's
Mm.
get up. And she'd say, for what? Like, I just want to lay here. She would get up and use the bathroom and she'd say, I think I have a lie down now. And I'm like, look, we've been in bed all day, but she was comfortable. So I
Right.
said, well, let me stop these sleep meds because maybe that's making her sleep, but she was just comfortable. So I was able to cut out all her medicine at 107. So it was just that she took care of herself. She ate the right things and she got her system built up for life. So that's
Mhm.
what made me realize that, we cannot say that we'll stop living or we may leave this earth at 60 or
Right.
70. She
Right.
was 108. So I don't want to suffer. I don't want my husband to suffer, as we age. So we need
Mhm.
to make these healthier choices now so that we can live and be as healthy as she was at 107 and 108. So that's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's a good yeah, that's a good thing because as far as as far as you're concerned, like you said, you saw it for yourself, you know.
Mhm,
I know for me, my grandmother, well, first, my dad's mom, she her mother was alive, so I remember her as a child. She was in her 90s when she passed.
mhm.
And then my dad's mom, she was in her 90s, when she passed. And so I said, "Oh, okay, I think I'll live a long time." So that kind of made me say, "Well, shucks, if I'm going to be here a while, I want to enjoy it, you know?"
Exactly.
And so like even now, I'll roller skate or with the kids, of course, if I have to take them to the roller rink. I don't go as fast as I used to because who has time to go down, right?
Oh, yeah.
But but
Yeah, that's my thing. I did break my back a couple years ago
mhm.
while I was working at the hospital, and that is what set me down. So
Yep,
of course, now I have severe arthritis in my back from the injury. I did have surgery, but when the weather changed,
you feel it.
I can feel it. So, like now, I'm sitting on a heating pad because my back cannot take the cold at all. So what it
Mhm.
do is it take time to get there, but I know if I just keep pushing myself and keep going, I'll injure myself, re-injure, or make it worse. So I take
Right.
my time, but I think about, you know, I don't want this big guy pushing me around in a wheelchair in 2 or 3 years. So
Right.
again, my friend encouraged, she showed me that you can live a long life. She walked until she was 104. So,
Mhm.
I got too much life to look forward to rather than say, oh, I'm just going to enjoy life right now because I don't know how long I may live. But I don't want to torture myself for later. So take care of myself now.
Yeah, you know what? That's what everybody's saying here because Love Notes is saying the same thing as you. Got hurt on the job, and they recommended back surgery. She went for losing weight and physical
Mhm.
therapy. Uh, she's learned how to eliminate stress, and so that all of that has helped. And a lot of these folks, Larita King, she's like, I'm not on any medication.
Yep.
Ellie JJ is in here. She's a nurse also. So hey there, Ellie JJ. But Mama J, she said that the manner of our eating and best foods, it saved her daughter's life because doctors couldn't understand how she survived when they believed that she shouldn't have lived. And she says she's not on any medications. Who else? Lorita's not on any medications. Miss B
Hmm.
Finesse. Wide Family Farm just takes vitamins. Of course, Itty Bitty Homestead, she has to nurse the baby, so she's like, I got to take some vitamins. but
Yeah.
but that don't count,
Somewhere
right?
like
She's doing the right thing. And wow, Mama J's great mother lived to see in her good mind 104 years old. So there's
yeah.
something to these tasty topics, y'all.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just, and it's being that we eat so much meat. My husband loved meat. Like he will push the vegetables to the side. He is also learning to love this adding and playing with
Mm,
our food some. He doesn't like to play with his food, but he
right.
loving this, me adding vegetables and making it healthier. So, add a
Yeah.
little bit more of something and it take away. Like our taco soup. He said, I don't need rice, so I don't need anything with that. Just give me the soup.
Mm,
It's full of meat, it's full of beans. And I was like, okay,
it
it worked
worked.
for us. Yep.
Nice. So, that's the good thing with, I know a lot of people are saying with PT, like who was it that did water PT? Laura. She did physical
Mm.
therapy, she did water PT, um, exercise. So, of course, I can't lie, y'all. I don't exercise as much as I could.
Yeah.
However, especially if you want to strengthen your bones, if you want to
Hmm.
reinforce what was damaged before, do some sort of physical exercise because that definitely helps. In addition to, you're putting all the right things inside so that you say, okay, instead of me just eating this one food, let me see how many other foods I can combine with it. And not just foods as in, like, most of the American restaurants and commercials, they advocate cheese for everything. There's just like, oh, throw some cheese on it, right?
Yeah.
But cheese does not have fiber. So that also brings me to my second trivia question. If anybody knows the benefits of fiber, because one was potatoes, because that's Sherry's favorite thing, but also the benefits of fiber, because fiber, and y'all know y'all can cheat, y'all know y'all can Google it, right? But fiber does so many good things, and it's
I
in
know
all of these.
fiber. Well, I'll wait and see what they say, but I go through this book all the time. And this is my essential oil book.
Oh, right. I remember you talking about that.
This book will tell you how to take care of anything with essential oils or herbs. Anything. Stress,
Mm.
back pain, headache, toothache, anything. So,
What's the
and
name of it?
um it's just quick reference guide to using essential oils.
Who's the author,
So, I
please?
think I don't know if you can see it. Mm,
We'll put it in the chat. Quick reference
yeah,
guide for using
I'll
essential
link it in the
oils.
chat. Abundant health. But yeah, I just go through this book and figure it out. Mix up some concoction and we good to go.
Ah,
Yeah,
so
that's what
wait,
I
is
was
that
thinking. I know fiber is for the bowels, keep you regular. Yeah.
well, that's what everybody thinks, right? That's just their first go-to, right? And you know what? Here's another thing. So a very good source of fiber is flax seeds.
Yes.
So that you can, if you want a smooth move, speaking of that, flax seeds are good for you. So if you're a nurse, you've given some, what was that stuff we used to give? Milk
Go
of
light.
magnesia citrate. Say that
Oh,
again.
milk of magnesia and that go light.
I'm trying to think of the pink pill. There's a pink, oh goodness, I can't think of it. We used to give everybody that at the nursing home. But
That milk of mag, everybody took that. Like, oh, I ain't been to the bathroom. Okay, let me get you some milk of mag. And it was just that little cup.
yeah.
Ooh.
So hold on a second. Who's the author of that book, please? I'm just pulling it up so I can send it to you
Um,
to drop in. Oh, I can
Connie and
drop it in.
it says by Connie and Alan Higley.
Yep, I got it. Thank
Higley.
you.
Yep.
Yes, I'll put it into the chat because that way, if anybody wants to see it, this is just an Amazon link, so that way you guys can see it there.
Yep.
Um,
Colace.
Colace, that's it.
Colace.
That's the one. Everybody
Yeah.
had Colace, right?
I mean, I
And
think those are when you admit it to, especially when you admit it to the hospital, those are the two things, well, it's three things that they always give you something to help you go, something to stop you from going. So,
mm-hmm,
Colace,
mm-hmm.
yeah. That
Right,
was
and you
it.
see Ellie JJ, I knew one of the nurses would come up with it because I'm like, "Oh my goodness, we used to give
Yeah.
everybody." So the thing is with fiber though, oh my goodness, it just helps you with a lot of different things. It does help you to live longer.
Mm,
Okay. So that's a part of it. So you know what they say, it can help with weight loss, but it definitely lowers your cholesterol levels as well as your risk of diabetes and heart disease. Because the way fiber works is fiber helps to take away all of those it pulls it like it binds with the fat, so it takes the fat with it, and
yeah.
so it gets those things and takes them out. So instead of that fat staying in your blood system and then ending up in your arteries, raising your blood pressure, it lowers those things. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes it away. You see people had in their Pepto Bismol.
I saw Love Notes. That's that old school. Kept that purple bottle, that pink bottle in the refrigerator. I
Yes,
saw
and Homestead in the Hood said the same thing.
it.
But and Love knows you're right, because when you're constipated, your whole system gets out of whack. So another thing
Yes.
is a lot of water, a lot of water. Like how we'll say, "Oh, I drank water," and we drank like a sip, we drank like a
Yeah.
cup.
Not enough.
I try to remember to drink a cup in the morning when I wake up, if not two, and a cup in the evening before I go to bed, if not two. That way I'm like, okay, at
Mhm.
least I got four in. But the other thing is, all of these vegetables, that's where you can get a lot of water.
Yeah.
So fruits, vegetables, or whatever. So let's talk about this cabbage. I know that you guys had a lot of peppers. Do you think that might be something that you would add to the cabbage, or would you just stick to the carrots, onions, rutabaga, or potatoes, or something like that?
Um, I don't know if anybody ever tried. So we have a lot of bell pepper and cayenne that I'm afraid of. My husband cooked with them. He cooked last night, and he used, I'm not sure what all he used, but the chicken was good. So I just cooked the rice, which I cook my normal rice with the onion and broccoli, but I'm not sure if I should put pepper in the cabbage.
Well, let's leave it out. Let's leave it out this time, right? Because, like you said, you're not sure about it.
Mm,
But the carrots, what about carrots? Because they're so pretty
yeah.
and they have a lot of nutrients. They have carotenoids and they have all of the vitamin A and C, A, C, and E, actually. So you have those vitamins and, they're good for you. The fiber's there, a couple of other nutrients. And I shave them with a vegetable peeler so that once the cabbage is almost done, I just kind of shave them in there and they cook down
Mm.
in about 3 minutes. They kind of just
Oh,
wilt.
okay.
Yeah. So
See, I
towards the
see
end of
Love Note
cooking.
saying she put pepper, onion in her cabbage. So I know I can do. I fry my cabbage. I guess most people boil it or something. I fry my cabbage. So
What do you mean? How do you cook it?
I just on the stove in a pan with butter and and sometimes I put sausage in it.
I
Sometimes I
got
put
it.
it in the oven.
Mhm,
With bacon grease. So I cut bacon up and put it down because I cut a bunch of slits in the top of it, and I'll cram
mhm.
the salt, pepper, butter, and bacon in all of the holes, and I'll wrap it up and put it in the oven. But most of the time, I fry my cabbage, and it's
So wait a
just
minute.
simple.
Say this again, because I got.
So I'll take the
Did you say
entire
you cut
head
the
of
slits?
cabbage
Mhm.
and and I'll cut it, but I won't cut it all the way through because I want to leave it whole. So almost like a blooming onion, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And I season that, and I put my I'll put raw bacon in it, and I'll put the the butter and all of the slits. I'll wrap it up
Mm.
and close it tight and put it in the oven and let it cook
Hmm.
that way.
I see everybody in there saying, "Yes, fry it." And you know what? Who was that made me eat this ice? Laura. I drink water all day and night. Don't drink coffee or anything. I drink gallons of water and I eat. Man, ice is my second food. But anyways, it's not good
Yeah.
for your teeth because you shouldn't crunch that much ice. But yes, Love Notes puts the peppers and onions, and then
Mhm.
itty bitty Homestead Committee says carrots and hummus are her go-to snack.
Mhm.
I do. My kids really like carrots and hummus as a snack. But I see Love Notes talking about that fried cabbage, and Melissa's talking about, yes, fry it.
Yes, um I used to eat fried cabbage all the time when I've been pregnant one time, and I crave fried cabbage. Like that's all I would eat was fried cabbage with sausage. And I would always tell her like I'm cooking cabbage. I'm out of cabbage.
Right.
Every day I was frying a cabbage. So whew,
Really?
was crazy. But I love cabbage still. So
I
I can't say
see.
it was a baby thing, but
Well, I see Melissa saying she cooked it with bacon or sausage first. Like she cooks the bacon or sausage first, that way you can get the grease and everything.
hmm
Um, with the onions and then adds the cabbage. Okay. And you know what, Love Notes? I have had cabbage steaks. You slice it in chunks and you put it in the oven. Now that's
yeah.
another way to try it. I've only had that once or twice. And from what you're saying, you've kind of had it like yours is cooked more like a blooming onion, but it also reminds me of a cabbage steak. Put your
Yeah.
cabbage in the shepherd's pie. You see what Itty Bitty Homestead Committee said?
I've never had I don't even think I ever had shepherd's pie, but I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever seen it with cabbage.
Look, I'm with Itty Bitty Homestead. Throw everything in everything
Put
because
everything in the pot. Yep.
yeah, because the thing is, there's only from what I can when I've made shepherd's pie, it's like okay, I'm gonna brown the meat, and I'll throw an onion or something in the meat, and maybe a green pepper or something, but it's mainly like the meat with onions and garlic, and then on top of it the mashed potatoes, and I think I would throw in something else like a little bit of a vegetables based off the recipe that I
Mhm.
took it from, but it didn't have a lot of vegetables in it, so I
Yeah, I
wasn't.
don't think I've ever seen it with vegetables.
Yeah, so I'm with her. I would throw some cabbage in that. Okay, you
Yeah.
see Aunt Tia's backyard says I put sausage, onions, and bok choy in my cabbage. So she has two different kind of cabbages in there.
So bok choy, I'm
Yeah.
not sure what bok choy tastes like, but I went to Lowe's. One day I went to Lowe's just because and I saw a lot of bok choy and I was saying I told my husband, I said, I don't know about this bok choy, but I hear people talk about it. I just don't know bok choy. I
Right.
want to grow it.
You know what? It's the same thing. It's just an expensive cabbage. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. And it yeah, that's it. So yeah, the bok choy is just an expensive cabbage. I forgot to put the book into the chat. We make it with green beans, corn, cabbage, carrots, all in the ground beef. Yes.
Mm.
Thank you, Corey.
Good morning, Corey.
Hey, how you doing? Black's Tropical in the house.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
She got you
So,
working this morning.
nah, just bought her some tea. That's all. I'm at the camera.
Sort of. If you scoot down, you'll be in the camera.
Right here.
Yes, now you're in the
There
camera.
you go. Look, and
Yeah.
I'm ducking down with them.
Hey, Cherie.
Good morning, Soil brother.
All right. I just want to pop in and say hello to all the Soil family out there, and I hope y'all enjoying y'all tasty topics with Cherie and LaQuita Marie. No pun, and no bars. So I wasn't trying to drop any bars, but so yeah. But y'all have a good morning, and I'm gonna step out and take care of some other stuff. All
All
right.
right. Have a good day.
All right.
All right, thanks, Corey. All right. He brought me some tea. I was eating that ice. He heard me. Like, okay, let me get her something else. I will. Oh my
Mixed
goodness.
cabbage and collards fried together. Hmm.
So
Love
I
note.
saw earlier. Who was it that said they had gut issues that they were trying to resolve, and that's where because when we were talking about like what fiber is. Hold on, let me mute just for a second. Corey's out there doing some things. I don't know if you heard all of it.
Corey busy.
Yeah, he's carrying things out. So I think it was Yankee Sister talking about her gut issues when we were talking about like, fiber, because Love Note said that fiber aids digestion and distribution of stress on ligaments.
Mm.
So, there were so many good things, but there was something that somebody said about their gut.
I
Please.
saw that a little while ago. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can find it.
And I will
Somebody
say,
said their gut didn't care for cabbage or didn't agree with cabbage.
yes, that might have been Laura. I might be lying on Laura, who said, I love cabbage, but cabbage don't love me. And
Yeah.
I know Sage and Stone Homestead said we use methylated vitamins and some Amish medicines. And of course, good homegrown food. We planted so many lettuces, salads for days. You know, the greens will really help you out a lot. So, this is where, when we're talking about this cabbage that you're cooking,
Mm.
this is where you can definitely add some of the other foods to it. You know, like some of the people are saying, put it in the oven, drizzle olive oil on it. But the way I typically will cook it, if I'm adding the onions and everything, I
Mm.
will just, and Love Notes did say that vegetables have mostly water content. Yep. So you can get a lot of
Yeah, I
water
think
in it.
that's why it's not good for heart and diabetic patients because they hold so much the sugar for diabetes and the fluids that it can help you retain
Mm,
or add to you anyway.
right, right. So it's interesting.
Lowers
Corey, Ellie JJ said hi while you were in here.
it. I think
And
Love
then
Notes did too.
oh yeah, love notes too, Corey. I think he love notes.
Excessive gas from cabbage. Yeah.
You know, you might have to get more water. And Laura says I have lots of stomach issues. You know what? So that's the other thing too, is that a lot of people, they will say, you know, they have gut issues, they have stomach issues, and not everybody can have everything. The nice thing is there's so many foods out here, because just like you mentioned cabbage, and then we said, oh, there's also bok choy. That's a different
Mm.
type of cabbage. And then who else was it that said, haha, Laura's eating ice right now. Girl, don't tell me about it. Who was it in here that that said they were eating all the lettuces? Was that Sage and Stone Homestead, all of the lettuces they had grown? You know, it's like there's so many different foods that we can eat. So it's one
Mm.
of those things where if you have a lot of stomach issues and you realize that, hmm, I have to be careful, then that's where you try something else. Like
Yeah.
there's so many different types of lettuces, so many different types of greens. So just like with these cruciferous vegetables that we're talking about, or brassicas, I learned that word from you guys, from you
Yeah.
growers, you know. so so let's talk about how you're going to cook this cabbage, other than putting all the butter and drizzling it and making it like a blooming onion, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So I know I like it. I like to fry my cabbage. Like I said, I either fry it or put it in the oven. So should
Hmm.
I use a onion? I
Well,
never cooked with
okay. So let me ask you this. When you put it in the oven, how do you usually cook it in the oven? Because some people in the chat were saying, you know, slice it and drizzle it with oil and season it. But how do you typically have it?
I just put the whole I guess it steam itself inside that aluminum foil pack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just steam when it's in the oven because
Okay.
I keep it whole, but I just make holes in it so that I can put stuff down in it.
Got it. So I typically cook mine in a pot. Like I only use two pots all the time, and that's a big deep frying pan, and then I got that big witch's pot. So
Mm.
I use that the frying pan, and I just put slice the onions. I put in garlic, and then I put a little bit of water so that as I add the cabbage, I'll chop up half the cabbage, just like you know, chop off the slices and
Mm.
then chop those slices into squares. I don't shred it per se. So, you know, it's in those big squares, sort of like when you did the purple cabbage. And then I'll add the cabbage as I'm chopping it because it wilts down pretty quickly.
Mm.
So, you know, I put that in and then I layer it some more and then I add a little bit more water so that, and I cook it on like a medium, not medium high, but in between, you know, not low either, because I'm trying to get
Yeah.
it done. And you know me, I got the oven on 500, so when I'm on the stove,
Yeah, get it
I,
done.
right, I kind of get it done on the stove too. So on the stove, then once, and I'm seasoning it, right? You know, I love that adobo or that sazon complete.
Hmm.
I love my cooking with green seasonings. So I add those. Now, if you are adding any bacon or anything like that, and you want that, yeah, go ahead and do it like Melissa said before. Fry that up first, right? I think that's what everybody does if they're using any kind of meat. You fry the grease first.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what when I fry my cabbage, I always fry my bacon first, and then I add. So maybe I should fry the bacon and my onion,
You
and then add
can.
my cabbage and
Yes, you
some
definitely
potato.
can.
And I don't have to
Absolutely.
have potato. I can just eat cabbage, and I'm happy. So if I can get an onion in there, and I'm not sure if I should use pepper. I'm not sure.
What you mean, the green peppers or the red peppers?
Yeah,
Well, I'll say this.
carrots.
Uh, Definitely the carrots.
Yeah.
And also, if you are using bacon or anything like that, go ahead and use that rutabaga
Okay.
because there's another way you can try it. You can try that rutabaga in there. So, slice it. Now, here's the things. The rutabaga, you just have to make sure they're all the same size because some of the pieces will be tougher because if
Mm.
they're bigger, they won't, get soft quick enough, but they will soak up the flavor of whatever you season that dish with, and yeah, it'll have you smacking your lips. Yes.
So don't I should fry the rutabaga with my cabbage and not boil it on the side?
Because the when I'm cooking the cabbage, I have water in the pan, so the cabbage is steaming. So I
Hmm.
don't put a lot of water, but maybe like I would say a half a cup or a cup. Especially if you're cooking a whole cabbage, a cup of water. Start off with a half a cup, add a little bit more if you see it's getting down. Of course, you ain't trying to burn your food and have
Yeah.
anything scorched and mess up your stuff. But yeah, cook the rutabaga, put the rutabaga on the bottom, so that's mainly in the water, and the
Okay.
cabbage is on top. So the cabbage is wilting down, it's steaming, and you can start to toss it together, as the cabbage gets softer. But I usually, once the first layer of cabbage gets soft, I just add more.
Mm.
Sort of like you would with greens or anything. You know how they start to wilt so quickly?
Yeah.
Same thing the cabbage will do. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see everybody's talking about their gallbladder. I know Melissa Jameson said her friend had her gallbladder removed and she can't eat
Hmm.
cabbage or collards because that they don't digest well. And
Yeah.
Laura said the same thing, had hers removed. I know that people have issues with fat when they get their gallbladder removed. They have an issue sometimes with digesting fats too. So
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to lose anything because it's like, good grief.
All that, huh?
Right.
I've had hysterectomy and appendectomy, but it didn't do anything to my taste buds, or it doesn't stop me from eating anything.
Right,
So I
right.
still eat everything other than,
Mhm.
and now I'm learning to eat some of the things that I say, oh, I don't like that. So I'm getting that out of my mind that I don't like. I just need to find a new way to cook it so I can cope with it
Mhm.
better.
Wow, that's good. So that you're like, yeah, let me just keep it going. It's also good. Love Note said they were impressed with her insides when they did her C-section. They were like, "Oh, she's so pink on the inside. She looks so healthy."
Parsnips. Let's see.
Mm.
Rutabaga take the taste. So yeah, I'm gonna cook my because I got half a rutabaga left. So I'm
Yeah.
going to cook rutabagas with my cabbage. Laura said now she wanna fix cabbage. Yeah, you should fix cabbage and make sure you let us know Monday how that turned out and what you did. We
Yeah. I
love
think I'll
that.
fix them this week too. Man,
Yeah.
those
See,
body eye seasonings, Love Notes. Woo, but go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Melissa saying after her appendectomy she stopped having stomach issues.
Mm.
So
And you
it's the
see,
first
Laura
time.
says she does have to be careful because she's allergic to garlic. And that's what I'm saying. I know people that are allergic to cinnamon, to pineapples,
Wow.
and like her, to garlic. So you eat what you can and you don't eat what you can't, right?
Yeah, yeah. Stay away from what you can't, definitely. Or
Yeah,
your family can't, because sometimes it's not you, it's somebody that you're cooking for.
true. And you see they're all giving you the tips. Like Melissa says, just try it with the onions and carrots, fry it like you always, just
Hmm.
add the onion and then the carrots. It's really good. And Love Note saying you flavor the onion and peppers with the meat or the seasonings. Yep. And like Love Note said, yep, steam or boil it first and let it get a little soft. Look, Laura, go on and fix that cabbage. Yes.
Yes, that 12 pack. Look, fix a quarter of it, because it sounds like you can get 4 meals out of it. So you got a huge
Yeah.
cabbage. 12 pounds? Melissa's still saying Sis, you should add onion and carrots. I will. I promise you I will. I'm gonna make a video. So I
Hmm.
promise you I will.
And Larita is saying add the parsnips to your mashed potatoes. That might be something you want to try with your cabbage. If
Mm,
not this time, maybe next time. Start with this, like this first, and then come back and see. Because everybody's saying soften the rutabaga first, like Mama J is saying, soften it because it doesn't require much in the liquid. Well, she says I cook rutabaga first to soften it, then add the cabbage to it because it doesn't require much in the liquid. Like, and then she seasons it. Play with your
yeah. Oh,
food.
okay.
So she's saying the cabbage doesn't require a lot. It
Okay.
does need a lot of water, and cabbage makes
Yeah.
a lot of water when it's cooking also.
Yeah. Yeah. It make its own. That's when I fry my cabbage. I don't put any water in the pot. I put butter, and then it'll make its own. So, and I keep pouring
Right.
that off because I want it fried. So I want as little to no liquid, just enough for it not to burn. But
Right.
yeah, Melissa, that's me. I've always been a picky eater.
We say that we're picky eaters, and I think a big part of it is just that we didn't explore. Like we it's not that we're picky because we love to eat.
Hmm.
It's just that we are not isolated eaters. What do you call it when you just eat the same things all the time? You just prefer the same things. Is basically
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's me. Like I can eat chicken every single day. I can bake it, I can fry it, I can boil it. I can eat chicken every day. So, and a
Hmm.
potato. And I'm happy with that simple. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't want potato, let's get some pork chop. But most of the time, give me chicken. I'm good.
Right. And it's not that you don't like pork chops. It's not that you don't like seafood. It's not that you don't like the other things. You just say, I'll just stick with the same stuff. So that's what I mean by it's not that we're so much picky eaters a lot of times, as much as a lot of us are like, like me, just give me oatmeal. I'll take oatmeal again today. Yep. Give me that oatmeal again.
Tasha Oshie Grove says she about to cook cabbage. So we got what, 3 or 4 people cooking cabbage this week?
A
But that's
lot of
good.
folks. That's great.
Everybody, I'm sure all of us will cook it in some different way. So Monday, if you have a YouTube channel and you cook your cabbage. Let's see it.
Oh,
But if
and
not Monday, make sure y'all come back and tell us how that turned out because I'm gonna cook cabbage this week. We're
yes.
gonna see, and I'm gonna add my rutabaga, onion, and cabbage. No,
Oh.
I'm gonna add cabbage, of course, carrots.
Go for it. Go for it. And you see, Mama J is calling it habit eaters. Thank you, Mama J. I knew somebody would get the name because I'm like,
Yeah,
most people aren't picky eaters because when you give them stuff, they tear it up. But if they just had to think about it, it's like, I don't want to think about it. I just want to eat the same thing because I know I'll enjoy that. That's easy. So, habit eaters. That's what we call you guys, habit
yeah,
eaters.
yeah. And my husband is the same way. If I say, "Babe, what you want to eat?" He just like he doesn't care. You can fix him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he is happy. Well, you got to fix him 2 or 3, but he'll be happy with that. So he is not one to complain, or as long as he got food, he is happy.
Right.
So
Right. And see, that's
look,
me.
Melissa says she fixing collards and cabbage. I think she gonna mix hers because maybe Love Notes was saying that she mix hers.
Hmm. And
So
then,
fresh out of the garden.
nice. Oh, so that's another thing. I have a farmer, a local farmer that I get my CSA from, and so since I'm not growing, I'm just, trying to get all the non-GMO foods I can eat that aren't genetically modified or growth modified or any modified. Yes, I get whatever he has. And last week we had, what did we have? We had kale, spinach, tomatoes. Oh my goodness, the tomatoes were so good. He had cherry tomatoes and some larger ones. And then we also had hibiscus. And I still have to do something with the hibiscus, like fresh, like the little
Really?
bulbs. Yes. And so that's where I said, okay, I have to get myself together and brew this up, and he even gives you recipes on his website to help you move forward. So,
Oh,
yes.
that's good. So Mama J said she got a Swiss chard video coming out, so we'll have to look out for that either today or tomorrow. We
Yeah.
will be looking. All of us will be looking. And Tasha
And
Ocean Rose said this segment make her cook. That is the purpose in it. And
Yes.
then the good thing about it, you cook beans because of our segment. That means you are cooking good. So that's the purpose.
Absolutely. Man, this is good. So, okay, this is great. And Homestead in the Hood adds cabbage and onions to their red lentil soup seasoned with
Mm,
curry.
mm.
Ah, now that sounds good. Mm. You see, Mama J says your husband is happy with you. I love seeing you guys. The food is made by your hands. Thank you, Mama J.
Yeah, he is not picky at all. He just like whatever. I'm like, let's eat hot dogs tonight. The other day I said I'm just gonna make some hot dogs, and I took the what is it called? The crescent roll, the
Yeah.
Hawaiian crescent roll, and I wrapped it around a hot dog and threw it in the oven. And he said absolutely nothing. Scoffed those hot dogs down, and so easy to please. But I know we need to make better decisions. So that is what we are
Yeah, you know what? Okay,
headed
so
towards.
so let me tell you, our kids, I'm gonna give you this hot dog thing. Our kids still like hot dogs just because like when we were eating meat, we were eating, Nathan's hot dogs and I would
Hmm.
grill and do whatever, right? Or just put them on the stove like growing up. So, okay, hot dogs, they still like hot dogs. And there's a nasty brand, but we eat them because they're hot dogs, right? And so they're not nasty, nasty. They just taste like air. I'm trying to remember the brand. But the point is that they're hot dogs. We eat them. But I always add sauteed onions because I'm like, okay, well, dang, if we're going to eat hot dogs, let's do something with it. Even if it's a
Yeah.
plant based hot dog, still junk food. So, but let's try to make it better. So that's where I'll saute onions and pickle relish is still, it's still pickles. So okay, let's get
Mhm.
that on there. What else do we add? Mainly just the pickle relish, onions, and then ketchup, mustard. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
But we try to. I'm like, okay, well, let's try to throw something on here. So even when you're doing like the pig in a blanket, you could do that with the onions as well. I know you're like, wait a minute, I'm about to mess up a hot dog or a pig in a blanket with the onion. But roasted
Yeah.
roasted
Look,
onions
the
are so good. So
the
that's why I'm
the
saying
food
that.
lady, the food lady herself is here, Adrian Nash.
Adrian, I see.
I'm sure she's still. What is she making? Bone broth. Take her a whole week to make a pot of bone broth. Her
Adrian,
hands are busy mashing up avocados. Okay, but I'm listening.
Adrian makes everything. That's what I was gonna say. So yeah, if it ain't bone broth or a moringa latte or a maca latte, turmeric, her flu bombs, she is good. And you know
Yes,
what,
Melissa
Melissa?
said. Oh no, not air.
Man, them hot dogs, look, they taste just like air. So that's why I was like, I gotta hook these up, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So Melissa, I know Melissa is leaning towards plant based, like real strong. And she
okay.
asks you, do you eat regular ketchup and mustard?
Regular ketchup and mustard is already plant-based. And so the ingredients, so like peanut butter and jelly, same thing. It's already plant-based, right? Popcorn. Trying to think of some of the other things. Salsa, especially when you add corn to your salsa or beans to your salsa or cilantro to your salsa. I've made it like that, and people swore I was in the kitchen, cooking, like slaving over the stove, putting my foot in that salsa. Those things were already plant-based, right? So ketchup and mustard, yes. The mayonnaise, I can show you one that I got on Ibotta. I'm always running to the kitchen. Uh, so I can show you one that I got on Ibotta because you know how you can get up to 5 things. You can get the discount a lot of times up to five
Hmm.
times on one deal. So I said, you know what? I don't know why. Corey likes a lot of mayonnaise. And so I always have to have a lot of mayonnaise in the house, right? Because he loves sandwiches. So mayonnaise, the plant-based mayonnaise still tastes like the regular mayonnaise. And this one is Hellman's, I think.
Oh
And
yeah.
it just tastes like mayonnaise. Like people don't notice the difference. Um, I'm not trying to trick them, I'll let them know, but they don't know the difference. And so let me think. Mustard, ketchup. I'm trying to think of some of the other condiments that are the same or that we've changed. Pickle relish is the same, you
Hmm.
know. Um, and you see Laura's little guy isn't a meat eater. And so she has trouble getting to him to eat things like a corn dog. My kids used to do that. I think that's just kids pulling the bread off and just leaving that hot dog on a stick.
But you said, what did you say you do to get your kids to eat more food rather than play with it?
Oh,
You don't serve them a plate of food.
I puree it. You know what? Okay, Melissa says she has tried that mayonnaise. It's good. Good, Melissa. So you know what I'm talking about. Um, I just puree everything. Like it sounds bad to say puree it, but let's say cheese sauce. If your son likes a cheese sauce, even when we were eating regular cheese from cows and stuff, I would saute some onions, garlic, carrots, because they match whatever vegetables match the color of cheese. Cauliflower, what else matches? Carrots, cauliflower, um, parsnip sometimes,
Mm.
rutabaga sometimes. Not everything all at once, but definitely onions, garlic, and then I would throw in cauliflower or onions, garlic, and then I would throw in rutabaga. Soften it up, puree it, boom, throw the cheese, throw the seasonings, and it actually flavors that cheese sauce so well. So another thing that I do is I'll do that where I'll make a spinach dip where before now I use plant-based cheese when I'm doing that cheese sauce, right? But before I would make the same thing, spinach dip, and then I would just throw pasta in it. So I would call it super mac. So that way, or if they liked, they didn't mind seeing the broccoli, I would puree all the vegetables except the broccoli. And they would think, "Ooh, we just eat macaroni and cheese and broccoli." Yeah, you are, and you eating everything else in there.
So she said he tried chicken nugget and he only eat cheese and eat grilled cheese. But you make a hot pocket type of meal for
Stuffed
your kids to eat
breads.
vegetables.
Yeah, you know what? Stuffed breads are so easy because even if you're buying your own dough, um, or you're making your own dough, or you're buying it, because I've done both, then you cook the vegetables, same thing, puree them into a sauce, spread that sauce, roll it up, bake it, and they think they got a hot pocket and they're eating it. Well, they do have a hot pocket, shucks, you made it, you know? But it's quite easy, and you actually can get a lot more nutrients and a lot more vegetables into it because for some reason when you puree it down they all shrink, and yeah, and now it fits better than it would if it was a whole piece and the kids don't see it.
Yeah, love. So what Love Notes is saying, and
You laughing at coffee talking twerk?
yeah, what Love Notes is saying, I find to be true because when you let them cook with you or garden with you, that is excitement. And oh, I did this myself, so
Mm-hmm.
let me eat the foods that I've cooked or that I have grown, and it make them
Mm.
love something that. So he loves cooking with me.
You know what? I'm like Laura. That was my kids. They would cook and still not eat the stuff. So that's why I just started putting them out the kitchen and just putting the stuff in the food.
Yeah. Oh, poor
Because
thing.
you see,
Well,
Larita King is working for her family. She says she's cooking plant-based lunches for her daughter. Her daughter says it's good. She's eating it with her daughter. She's eating more plant-based dishes. And Larita's not on any medication, so it must be working.
yeah.
And
Yep.
even though Coffee Talking Twerk is stuffing himself with bread, maybe he has some vegetables on that bread. I don't know.
But his wife is enjoying it, so that's all that matters.
Right, right. That's it. And y'all know, for those of you that's listening, Coffee Talk and Tech. That's his name. That's the tech man, guys. He helps you out with everything, but we have a fun name for him. I don't one live stream. I don't know how we ended up starting calling him. Corey made that up. I think it was Corey.
And it flows so well. And even when I go on when I see them live and I say, "Hey, Coffee Talking Twerk," and I'm like, I think they'll get used to it and say, "Oh, that's just their name."
Right.
But that's his name,
Exactly.
Coffee Talking Twerk. I have to explain it to my husband every time. I say, that's the tech guy. We just call
Right.
him Coffee Talking Twerk, but it's
Twerk.
tech. He said,
But he's a
"Yeah,
tech
I know."
guy. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I am getting to the end of my time here. Um, oh, that's good. Coffee Talking Twerk says he eats pretty healthy, just not too much sometimes. I mean, just not too much sometimes. So in other words, it's a 50-50.
Yeah. So Melissa is talking
Just too
about
much.
our great nephew. He
Oh,
is
okay.
6, and he will eat vegetable and fruit. Oh my God, he will clean you out of vegetables and fruit, and it's
Mm-hmm.
because when he was in Head Start or somewhere, he learned that he learned all the animals. This is a pig. This is a chicken. This is a
Right.
so when he went to the store with my mom and she told him that, this chicken came from a chicken or the hamburger came from a cow,
Yep.
he was like, oh no, I'm not eating these animals. So he
Right.
eat mostly vegetables and fruit. He will eat chicken nuggets, but chicken nuggets don't come from a chicken, they come from McDonald's. So that's his thing with chicken nuggets. But yeah, he is a
Wow.
huge fruit and vegetable eater, which is good,
It's great. It's
and now that
great.
he is afraid of animals, he think all animals should just be a pet and not to eat. So he don't have issues when he come here.
Well, you know what? See, I know, right? Because y'all around there eating all the animals, and so
Uncle Bobby gonna tell him, look, man, this is just a rabbit. And he gonna say, oh no, sir, I'm not
right.
eating here.
Well, you know what? And you see Carver talking to her, talking about I can dance though, because we call
Hey.
him Carver talking to her. So here's the thing. We did not go plant-based because I was concerned about animals. I don't care. Like them animals are delicious. I cared about me and that
Yeah.
I but I do care more now. Like so before I was like, I don't care because I didn't know half the stuff that was going on. Because you know how you're like, well, dang, that's what they're doing. I didn't realize they were just throwing the baby chicks straight into the grinder. Like if it's a boy chick, they just throw them straight in. I'm like, y'all can't make a nugget out of him. Y'all just throw them straight into the thing. Like, dang, you know. So I didn't know any of that before, so I didn't really care because I just thought everybody was kind of like living their life until they got to the processing. I didn't know they were doing animals like that, crushing them and stuff. But even now, it's still not my main concern as much as I figure, let me worry about my health first, because if I have clarity of mind and I can pass that down to my children, then they can worry about, okay, what we're going to do with the animals, how we're going to treat
Yeah.
them or whatever. Make that your focus if that's your concern. Y'all like them as pets. Cool. I'm still waiting for the fish to die. My goodness, my fish still has not died.
That fish know that you are waiting. We laughed about that, what, 3 weeks ago? Oh
Yes.
my goodness. That fish is like, no.
Yeah. So it's just bad because I need to plant something in that fish tank and he knows it. He just keeps swimming around and making it to the next day.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm supposed to be leaving because now I'm coffee talking to her talking about the bare naked chicken nuggets at Costco aren't exactly healthy.
I know, and poor Lauren, she just struggling with her son. He don't eat cheese. He'll only eat grilled cheese. So I think it's just pretty much making food fun
Well,
for him, or not some of the things not noticeable so that he'll eat it.
I think also though when you actually look at let's work on Laura's son real quick, right? Before we go. We're going to talk about a week full of food because we get concerned because we don't think our kids are eating what they need to eat or enough or what have you. However, if he eats bread and he'll eat sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly are still sandwiches, right? That's still a sandwich. So it doesn't have to be. And also, of course, they have almond butter. You'll have people that say, oh, don't overdo it on the nut butters. But hey, you do have almond butter. We eat a lot of sunflower butter, because that way when our kids take it to school, if they're sharing lunch, which they do, because we find out they do, then we don't have to worry about them giving someone else peanuts. So that's one reason why if I'm making something with cashew butter at home, I try to keep that at home. But either way, so let's talk about sandwiches for her son. He can definitely eat any of those, original sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, or any butter and jelly. He can also eat for lunch. I don't know if he likes tortillas where you just wrap up, vegetables with a hummus or vegetables with mayo and mustard as the sauce.
Mhm.
You can do that. You can also use the rice paper where you soak the rice paper in hot water and then you can saute some vegetables and wrap them in there, season them, wrap them in there. Kids like that because of the texture of the rice paper. So that's like a sandwich. you know. Also, I don't know if he would do a quesadilla because it's cheese. I think she said grilled cheese, but hey, it's a different type of grilled cheese. I sneak salsa into my kids' quesadillas. Not a lot, but just a little, so that way it doesn't squeeze out and it still has some extra nutrients in there. So that's another sandwich. And I see Coffee Talk and Twerk saying they use sunflower too because of the school likes it, and almond butter. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's another thing. And Laura, I know what you mean. The kids can't take anything with nuts at all.
Yeah.
And he doesn't eat peanut butter and jelly. I saw that. So we got to take that back off the list, right?
Yeah.
So the other thing is, what else does? Okay, good. Coffee Talking Twerk is not a pet guy. um, the I'm laughing at Melissa talking about my fish and said that he is here to stay. Like, Dad, won't you die? Okay, let's get back to okay, let's get back to Laura because I got off track. I started looking at the chat. I don't know if you've tried those rice paper sandwiches or just tortilla sandwiches where you saute vegetables and you roll it up, because for some reason rolled up foods and handheld foods are fun. So that's why I was saying, roll up the tortilla. So, and that, I think that's pretty normal that he's not big on sweets because a lot of kids aren't.
No, no, they don't like all that sugar. Most
Yeah.
kids don't. It's just,
They get used to it because we keep giving it to them.
yep. People think that's what they love or that's what kids want or need, but then it's like they get addicted to it and that's all they want. So in the
Hmm.
beginning, they don't care for it. Like one of the kids I raised, she didn't like syrup. She would eat a pancake, but don't put anything on it because she just wanted the pancake itself.
Plain.
And I would
Right.
sometimes put syrup on it, and she like, I don't want this.
Right, exactly. And so you see where Love Notes, excuse me, Coffee Talk and Tech said pierogies with natural applesauce. His son sometimes takes that for lunch. And my kids, I actually will make oven fries to send with them to lunch sometimes. And that's their main thing, like oven fries with a side of ketchup. I'll just put it in the little container with the lid on the top, the plastic lid. Like, you know how if you get Chinese food, they give you the little container with soy sauce to dip it in, or sushi, they have the soy sauce. Man, I'll reuse those in a heartbeat, or I have some that I purchased.
Yeah.
And so, they'll dip their ketchup, their potatoes in their ketchup. So if he likes potatoes, that's another one. Also, those rutabaga fries that
Mm.
LaRita was just talking about. I don't know if he likes I'm trying to think of some of the ones that my kids, some of their go-tos. I know wraps because anything that we rolled up, they seem to like. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
he
said he
loves
loved bananas and grapes.
right. And then
That's
with smoothies, I don't know if he likes smoothies, but I know that I was talking about smoothies where I'll add yogurt to the
mhm,
smoothies. I also add fonio. Some people add oats. Fonio is a grain also. It's a really tiny grain, and so it'll blend right in and it'll be smooth. Um, but there was another thing I was going to say: overnight oats as breakfast. I don't know if he likes overnight oats, but I've sent that with my kids for lunch as well. So if he likes bananas and grapes, you can always make banana overnight oats as an option.
What
So,
is overnight oats? That's just when you prepare the oatmeal, it doesn't get too soggy when you do it like that.
so overnight oats reminds me of a pudding. It to
Hmm.
me it tastes like it tastes like a oatmeal pudding, the texture of it, because you use oats, chia seeds, and yogurt. Those are some of the main things. So the chia seeds soak up the yogurt and it gives it that jelly consistency, because chia seeds are what they use when they create a jelly, like
Hmm.
grape jelly or what have you. You'll see some jams in the store. You see those little black seeds, it's the chia seeds. So definitely the chia seeds, the yogurt, and the oats. And then you add whatever fruit and milk. And if you want a sweetener, I typically will, I ain't gonna lie, I throw in some sugar. But yes. And you put it in
No
a jar.
pudding.
Say that again, please.
Oh, I was just reading no pudding or jello.
You know what? So don't worry about, I would definitely try the overnight oats because it's less like a pudding And because it has more texture because of the oats. There's a million recipes online for overnight oats. It's super simple and it's actually ready in 2 hours. You ain't got to wait overnight. It's ready in like
Mm,
2 hours. So that way you can taste it, he can taste it, try it at home. If he likes it, that's something that he could take for lunch. I don't know if you saw over the top saying the banana wrap with Nutella.
mm-hmm,
I don't know if he would eat Nutella if he doesn't like peanut butter.
mm-hmm.
I know Nutella is like sugar, so and he's not a sugar person, so it's one of those things.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
thinking it's maybe the texture. I'm like love notes. Maybe it's a texture thing with him, but she said he more of a bread and cracker kind of kid. So
yeah.
you can put anything in bread and cracker, especially if he not one to go searching through it to see exactly what all is in here. You can have a lot of stuff in there. So
Yeah, so that's where with crackers, like she can straight up send him with crackers and then send him with fruits, with vegetables, you know what I mean? And it's fine, but it's food. Like don't be afraid that because your kids aren't eating the meat that they aren't getting food. Like
mhm,
if it grew out of the ground, it's still food.
yeah,
It's still filling, it still sustains you, and your child will make it.
he eat them plain. Yeah, I mean the good thing is he eating, and you got things to pick from. So he'll
Yeah.
grow into it, and one day he'll surprise you.
And also just keep trying different things, keep trying new things so that whatever he likes, good, stick with that and then keep trying something new. Always
Yeah,
try something new.
yep, it will work out. Good morning, peer pondering.
Hey,
But I'm
listen
definitely
in
gonna
more.
try my cabbage. I hope you all try your cabbage and come back next week and let us know, because we will definitely let you know how our cabbage turned out. So,
Yes, good,
rutabaga,
good,
cabbage,
good.
and onion, carrots.
Mm-hmm. You
I
got it.
got it.
You got it. And don't forget, guys, make sure you do your research on fiber because that was one of our trivia questions.
Mhm.
Why is fiber so important? That sort of thing. It does play a major role in digestive health. It's not just to get your give you a smooth move. See what else fiber does for you, as far as your cholesterol. Why does it help your blood pressure? Why does it help your cholesterol? Why does it help all these different things? So Google it, research it, go to some websites and find why fiber is good for you. Don't read the ones that are saying, "Oh, don't overdo it," because there's always somebody that's going to be, on the other side, the devil's advocate. But I know that that's one that you guys will gain a lot of information from and a lot of satisfaction too. I'll say that.
Yeah. Look at what peer pondering said.
Oh, okay. She says,
Baby
her
amaranth.
6-year-old decided that she liked baby amaranth leaves wrapped around cherry tomatoes that she picked. She'd only eat them in the garden. Wow.
I think it's something with
Smooth move.
I'm able to pick it myself, or I think that's fascinating the kids to be able to pick it and eat it. So
Exactly. Exactly. That does help. And you know what Melissa talking about? Do your kids eat cereal, plant-based cereal? We do eat oatmeal, we eat grits, they eat frosted flakes, they eat Cheerios. We eat checks. We basically eat any cereal that does because we know that cereal in the box is junk food. So we just try not to eat the junk with the colors because the worst part is the FD, the Red Lake number 40, FD&C number 6, Red Lake number, Blue Lake number, all of those colors that are in all of the cereals. Like that's what have your kids going crazy. So we try to, yeah, we try to minimize all the colors because most cereals are plant-based already. So yeah.
yeah. So y'all are safe with cereal, Melissa. It's just the milk you gotta change.
Yeah, because we get all of the and we get all the frosted ones. You know how before it used to be sugar smacks and then they changed it to frosted this and frosted, but it's still sugar. So we get everything. Cheerios, checks, kicks, honeycombs, um, and we get those big bags at Walmart. You know how they all have that crazy huge bag, like man, they be in here tearing them up, coming home from schools like serial killers. So yes,
When
yes.
when I started couponing again, who was it? Shopkicks had the Shopkick and Ibotta had Moto Meal. Is it Moto Meal?
Yeah, multi-meal. Yep.
Oh my goodness, cereal. And it was actually they were paying me like $1 for each bag that I would
Mm-hmm.
go and get. And I would go get 5 bags at a time. Every day it would reset. My table was full of cereal. And I'm like, babe, are you gonna eat all this cereal? He was like, yeah. Yeah. I would only give a couple bags away because he
Mm-hmm.
was eating, oh my goodness. And it was they will pay you to come and get these
To
bags
take
of
this,
cereal out of
yes.
the store. So
That, you
that
know
worked
what?
out good.
And that's how you know the food ain't that good for you. That's why I say cereal is junk food. Because anytime they paying you to walk out the store with it, come on.
Yep, yep. And
I've
I was
never,
all for it. I'm like, let me go get some more cereal.
yeah, because you notice you really don't ever get Ibotta, Shop Kicks, and Fetch or anything like that. They don't have fresh vegetables and fruits. They don't have oatmeal. They like every blue moon they'll have oatmeal, and it's the most expensive one in the smallest
Yeah,
package. And then you only get, so yeah, that's how you know the stuff is junk. They like, get this so you
yeah.
can take medicines.
They'll have like fresh fruit or vegetables or something, but it's like 10 cent back on what?
Mhm.
So,
10, yeah, a
but yeah,
dime.
yeah, I love it.
Right.
But Melissa
So,
said my brother doesn't. He is not down for plant based. Yeah, he just like Bobby. He gotta have
well,
his meat. So that's why I say
yeah.
plant based with a twist or meat on the side because I'm learning. And now, when my husband would eat 2 pieces of chicken, he would eat like 2 chicken thighs. Now he'll say, "Oh, I only want 1 piece of chicken."
Mm.
So he ate his rice with the onion and broccoli last night, and he only wanted 1 piece of chicken. He said, "I'll get some more later."
Oh,
Never went back
wow.
for any more. So he was good, and it seemed to be more filling when you cook with more vegetables. So
It
we
is.
eat
It's the
less food around here.
It is. It's the fiber, and also because you actually are adding a lot more food. So remember, we're just talking about tasty topics. We're not leaning into plant-based. We're just talking about tasty topics, and that is it, right? And
Yep.
so this way, you don't have to be plant-based. All you have to do is add more vegetables and whole foods to what you're already eating. The same way we said, look, cook the bacon with the cabbage, just add the onions, the carrots, and the garlic if you like garlic as well.
Okay. We will do that. Making our own pasta again. Woo! You're in a whole new
Mm,
category, making pasta.
yes. Well, this
Ah,
is this is goodbye for me. Thank you again, Gail, for putting that book in again. I'll have to pick the
yes.
book up as well, the quick reference guide for using essential oils.
Yes. That book is awesome. You'll fall in love with it. So my handy
Absolutely.
book.
Poor Micah with them tomatoes from the store. I'm gonna hurt her. Yucky. They don't taste like the garden, Micah. I know they taste bad. The fresh ones are best. All right, I'm going for real because
Straight
I'll
out of
keep.
God. We can talk food all day.
I
I appreciate
can.
you. This is excellent. And what do you have? You want to announce what you have coming up this week on Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life?
Yeah, we always have wonderful topics every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all I'll say is that this week we do have Trash Can Waves coming on, the infamous Trash Can Waves. And thank you so much, Coffee Talking Twerk. I appreciate
All right. Yeah, she was all dressed up for this. I'm like in my same old t-shirt. We
it.
got different colors swap around. That's it. Nothing fancy.
I know,
But
right? Work it out, work it out.
we have merchandise coming out soon, so y'all be on the lookout for
Yep, can't wait. Well,
that.
this has been great. I'm looking forward to the merch. I love them hoes, so I'm ready for it. I love digging in the ground with hoes. Those type of hoes.
Hoeing ain't easy. I keep saying it. Hoeing ain't easy,
Oh, it ain't easy.
but it's doable. I got a husband. He can handle it.
Boom. That's it. All right, guys. Well, you guys in the chat, enjoy your day and you as well. All right,
Thank
Sherry.
you. Sherry should read somebody. Have a
Right.
good day.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey, Big Matt. Love Notes doesn't have a channel, unfortunately. So you can only catch Love Notes in these YouTube streets. She doesn't have a channel. But all right, y'all. I think we got our homework for this week. Cabbage. Y'all heard my kids? So disrespectful. That's what they do when they want attention. They like, let me throw this bone up against the cage, or let me act the fool because it's time. So love this Monday plant-based talk. Good, good. Yeah, bring your ideas, bring your recipes, because we use them. Trust me. I'm in the mode for cooking everything. Y'all be on the lookout for my cleaning supplies video coming out, a couple of them this week. Um, we will catch y'all Friday at 7 p.m. with our sip and chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. Gail, thank you for throwing that ring around. You that wrench around. You are great. We always appreciate our moderators, all of our subscribers, supporters. If you just jumped in, hit that thumbs up, and jump back out, I appreciate that too. Y'all rock. Meet me here next Monday. Bring those tasty topics back when you come so we can figure out something else to cook. Lauren, let me know. Laura, let me know what you use or what you try for your baby to see if he decide to tighten up on his taste buds. But hopefully something will work out for y'all. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here and spending the last 2 hours with me and LaQuita. So y'all have a good day. I swear, boy, I got some disrespectful churn. Y'all stay blessed. Network, hey, say a prayer for somebody, each other, everybody, and let's grow.